Good morning, everyone. This is Midnight Brands coming to you for live prep of breath and futures, etc. Man, it's a long morning already. In any event, going to, as usual, need just a couple more minutes getting a couple things ready. Had a couple of challenges this morning trying to work with our kinetic data feed and whatnot, so gave us a little bit of fits. Just doing the last couple finishing touches of going through a few of those things, and we'll get started with the rest of prep here in just a moment. Thanks, everyone. Alright, sorry about the delay, folks. Going to go ahead and get started here. It's just going to be solo this morning. Our trusty friend Cesar has got some other things going on, so he won't be joining us today. So go ahead and get started as usual. We'll begin with UVXY. Actually, have some nicer, wider zones today, so things got marked up, which is nice. At some point, they supposedly split this thing. I'm wondering if they actually ever will. This actually looks pretty damn clear and simple to me. Maybe shrink some of these zones down a little bit. Pretty interesting hold there too, that transfer trend line on the hourly chart there. We are violating this day VWAP, so we're going to take that part off there and add one in actually up here. 524, and we just rejected it massively yesterday. Oh, not like that. Yeah. Okay, well, not a lot on UVXY. That's like the cleanest I think I've ever seen it. I actually do one little thing here. Let's get rid of that zone and just drag this up. Alright, zone 1. Nice little monthly trend guide, day VWAP. Right below that, you've got WPP, supposedly full ADR. See how we open. Full ADRs could move up to join a little bit more exactly, which would be really cool. Trend strength, which I'm not going to care about today. Trend guide, this week's lows, which was obviously yesterday. And then we combined those two zones actually into one as opposed to having them as two there.
Just be aware that now, a lot of it echoes what we were trying to do a bit earlier. I think it's just Russia and China again disagreed with statements from the war, again crypto was a bit of a recession.
UVXY, we'll paste VIX in there in a second too, folks. And moving on to VIX. See what VIX looks like. Have not got much of a chance to look through these. I was just kind of doing the normal look at various things, and Ninja was acting slow, so I did a full computer reboot here this morning. And I had to restart Ninja one more time. I got some really weird error when I was loading up RTY, so we're going to do that at the very, very end today and see if it gives us that same error again. Do a regular purge of Ninja's cache and everything else, so not really sure what that was all about, but we'll give it a shot here soon and see. So VIX also has got some pretty clean and clear levels for today. The one thing I wonder about is, right, if we were able to put a volume, which there's no volume on VIX proper, it's an index there, would you have a day VWAP joining this 20, almost setting up a look type of zone? We rejected the 30-week SMA up here, and we've come back to the 20. I don't know. I mean, we have to wait and see, obviously, but it's just something that's playing in the back of my head for sure. I wonder if there's a similar kind of if there's a similar, what we call it, transfer trend line here, and I don't see one. You could potentially say that, but that looks, I don't know, it's not terrible actually. I've seen much worse. Let's just go ahead and mark that off as a transfer trend line there on VIX. Trend channel. might turn this down just a tad. So nice, pretty clean zones there. Don't like how there's just two back-to-back there on this, so, and there's a gap fill just lower, so actually I'm gonna take the trend guide reversal zone and just pull it down a little bit here. And the weekly trend guide too is just there. 2098, so ADRs are gonna be sliding up. So I think I'd probably ignore this photo ADR zone because it's not gonna end up being photo by the time we open. I'd expect that the full are going to move up and then would watch that. But we'll see. I'll chart that off as VIX prep for the day. And then we'll just notate here, expect full ADR to move up, given gap, watch WTG2, supply and demand, move up, full ADR. Okay, so that's VIX. Let's check out SPY. I don't want this recalculating. I already did it all. So let's see what we get here on SPY. Again, haven't had time to look at these here today. That got violated, and actually we're way down. We're 393, so we actually traded below this in the overnight session from what I was watching at in real time. Gonna get rid of this little extra box here. I think. Cool. I'm not going to watch that. This we're capturing elsewhere. That's a good div to watch. We tapped the 30-week and the 200-day. That's pretty interesting there. 393.50, so yeah, we're still down there. Which puts the ADRs out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so we got annual pivots, cheats. I would actually take this and drag it up a little bit. Capture the supply and demand zone there. And that one, 402.31. If I remember, I had some nice structure on it, yeah. So those are two pretty close zones. 402.74. You could actually make this one bigger zone. You just have to watch how everything else is playing up there. I one actually with that would probably actually drag it down, because you have the look setting up in there, and you don't want to make sure you don't lose track of that. You also have the look here at the 50-day, and yeah, 50-day, 30-minute swing VWAP, and then tier 1 cheat for the day actually. We can get rid of this because that was a trend line from yesterday that we did close above. 391. Yeah, it's too wide of a zone there. It's a bit wide over a zone, but we're so close to the WTGR. Why not go ahead and grab it if we're down there again? We do appear to be opening and trying to lift off that TGR zones across the board though. Yeah, I think I like that. It's not bad. Full ADRs, photo ADRs, 389. I'll have to see where they line up actually. It's gonna be close. That's how I think I would treat SPY for the day there on that one there. And Qs. Man, that's a really big push off of the day cheat there on ES and NQ. Held again yesterday. Nice hold of the 250 there. Closed just above the 50. The low on the 24th was 290.05. 290.20. So did just put in a higher low by a few pennies. Interesting. Let's see what else we got in here. We're not going to pay attention to this one here. Nice weakly anchored VWAP with supply and demand high there. No, we're just going to take and drag this up and go like this. You lose last week's highs there, but not really, because you get the stuff from the 17th. Actually, no, it still captures it. Just a little bit there. There you go. Get rid of this. We'll drag this down here a little bit. Come on. Okay. We will watch this area here. If we do decide to keep going lower, got a double gap fill in WTGR 1 right there. Which on most of y'all stuff, that's going to end up being WS1, but it's technically trend guide reversal zone 1. Okay, and I want to see this div up here. So you have 297.45 to 296. Yeah, we're just gonna, because the ADRs are gonna slide down as well. It doesn't mean we start our entries there. It means we start getting excited at those levels. Okay, I think that's good for me for Qs. Okay, there's our Qs. Let's move over now to indices. Yeah, and here's actually, this is pretty interesting. I drew this yesterday. I think I noted it out in the room too. Like, we ended up doing just exactly this. And it's a little bit different than what I've got in my other chart, but we did end up filling out the rest of this ABCD. Really wish that I'd held my short. That's the target I was actually looking for, is this tier 1 day cheat down here. And we friggin' nailed it. Same thing on the NASDAQ. Okay, so what all do we got here? High weekly anchor VWAP end of week cheat. Sure, we've got that. Annual pivots. Last week's highs. Extreme ADR tiers. Up here. Below that, we've got the look with MPP, weekly trend guide. Supply and demand low. Below that, we've got structure and stuff here. Yeah, no, we're not going to keep that one there. This, though, I do like. So we got photo ADRs here. I like this full ADR zone, WPP, tier 1 day cheat. That's really nice. This photo ADR trend guide right back to back. I don't like that being that way. 6 points between the two. I would dump this one and just drag this guy down. And then down here we have what? 30-minute swing VWAP, February 28th, from February 28th, supply demand low and a horizontal ray at 39.63. Let's see what that horizontal ray was attached to, because I do not recall. It was attached to the candle back here on the 25th. And we blew right through it, so no. However, I would keep an eye here today on trend strength reference point. As you can see, there's a nice little swing AV WAP in there. Take this one up so we capture the 200. And we're going to take this one here and we're going to drag it down. So we keep the weekly anchored VWAP, but we're going to drag it down to capture supply and demand low, tier 1 day cheats, and the overnight low so far. And down below, we're going to expand this one. No, I take that back. We're going to actually capture the tier 1 end of week cheats, monthly trend guide, and the supply and demand. And we have now traded well enough below this. I'm dumping that. We're setting up a new trend. . close. But it's not going to transfer. And I'll also get rid of this off the daily because that doesn't bias anything anymore. This daily anchor VWAP is completely shit. And I would also get rid of this one here now too. Really, really trying to hold that 30-week SMA and the 200-day SMA. And now it's testing them from below. So I'll have to look too because it looks slightly off between the two. And I think I know why. That's alright. I think that's pretty good on the way those ones are looking for the day. So we're going to go ahead and mark up ES here. Yep, agree. Sorry, somebody else is messaging me. So I think that's it for ES. I think that those are pretty clear today, actually. Shit, can't be worse than RTY was yesterday, or YM, I should say. Sorry. All right, what else we got here? So then below that we have 50-day tier 2 daily cheats, supply and demand. Then we end up with WPP tier 1 cheat, full ADRs, and just there getting to the average. We actually combined these two like that. We skipped that one, and then we treated this. Actually, no, we didn't. We did that. Weekly trend guide, and then monthly trend guide. And then we combined a couple of those there. Combine these two. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, yes. Okay, NQ. We don't need two zones here. fuck, like, oh man, like, that's interesting. We just didn't even care, but I guess we did kind of. No, we went down and grabbed TGR on the weekly. So what are we at here? 11,900. It's a full 50 points lower. I don't think you want to carve that up into two zones, or into one big zone, I mean. But I almost don't know if I care about the daily trend guide here on NQ, actually. Although we do have, there's some structure actually back through here with this stuff in the 200 day. What would Jim say? Yeah, man, it hits your T4. I would drag this zone up to there. I don't think I would take it up to TGR. I actually drag it down to capture the wicks overnight. So you've got a gap fill right there. You get the wicks, but it I mean, yeah, TGR is there. You could draw it up to include the bottom of that, I guess. That'd be 834 to 900. So I mean, that's too big of a zone in my eyes. I'm not even really liking this 200 here either, with supply and demand. Is there other stuff we have here in the 11,900 area? There's structure going back through in here. It's at 910. This is at 901. Yeah, I just don't know, like, and we had some nice rejections actually there overnight. And we're kind of getting one now, looks like, too. And just kind of that afternoon retest there. Nope, that's not what I thought it was going to do. Okay, come on, Ninja. Don't start acting funky on me now, bud. Yeah, there's nothing else there. It's just the bottom of that. See, I think that's how we're going to treat that. We're not going to draw it down to trend guide reversal. Would love if Dave were here to tell us we're all completely wrong. We should absolutely worry about that, but it just doesn't seem as important as this gap fill and stuff down here. I'm going to take this zone here and we're going to drag it up a little bit, and then we're going to watch this for possible divs. Watch if I can get Ninja to respond. $400 points up. I guess the other thing we could potentially watch for is we could actually watch for it like this. With that structure we've had there, actually get rid of it like that. We'll watch it like this. So that's an interesting, this really is brink, like we've got to hold this here. We don't hold this and we come down and capture this, and actually I was talking with another colleague last night, and this is just as big of a brink zone. We don't hold this here this week, like these are massive. We've got to hold this one, and if we don't hold that, like we're easily coming down to grab WTGR2 monthly trend guide, the OPEX tier 1 OPEX cheats, end of week tier 1, obviously full ADRs down here. All right, and then there's nothing. I mean, there's just not a lot of stuff. All right, that's 733. And you start getting the next stuff down here kind of below. You start getting wicks again. So we really need to hold this zone here. I think that may actually carve up NQ for today. I am going to note this just in case down here. On this, I do not think this would be a today thing. But this would just be massive, massive, massive. Schnabel is up to talk here in just a few as well from the ECB, just hearing on the squawk. ECB Fed coming up to talk. NQ. Before we mark that, get the rest of the stuff nice and pretty. This is a nice big royal flush zone. You have this right in that same damn area, so you gotta watch and see how everything's trading. You could treat it as one bigger zone. I probably would just be watching kind of this area here as opposed to the top edge supply and demand, and knowing how we overshoot, probably watch towards the bottom end. And with the look there at the trend strength reference point 50 day, that would definitely be on watch for the day, especially with how we've set up and traded here already overnight. and just barely trying to hold that 30-week there. And the day VWAP from December 27th. Yeah, that looks really interesting on NQ for today. We're going to skip RTY like we said. We'll come back to that later since it gave us some fits overnight. And go to YM. And while it's drawn real quick, I'm going to refresh the coffee. YM already looks a lot clearer today than it did yesterday for sure. It looked like a jumbled mess yesterday really in our eyes. Alright, fresh coffee, YM, things already pulling back a bit it looks like, and ECB is up talking now. Makes you wonder if they'll try a repeat of yesterday. Although yesterday it was about 7 a.m. it started pulling, not quite this early if memory serves. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how NQ just set a higher low or lower high, I should say, off of that. Although it's trying to, we'll see if it holds session VWAP now. Okay, let's scroll down 5YM. Oh man, this looks so much cleaner than it did yesterday. Night and day difference. We are going to mark this other zone here. And because we're right on top of the 200 day, we're going to go ahead and drag this zone down here a little bit and grab the 200. It's obviously going to keep rising. Wait, is that right? Is YM really at YM? Holy crap. Wow. That's super interesting. Okay. Alright, so here I'm going to drag this down and capture that wick there. Photo ADRs is just above. that swing VWAP's going to keep falling, so we're going to drag this down here. With the way the photo ADR is set up, I don't know that I would really watch that one that much. I think we just mark it as a div. Okay, and we get the same thing here. Actually, we'll just draw an arrow like this. Liam's already traded 254. It's just coming into the minimum ADR tier, actually. So these are not, these would not be crazy, really. I think that's the last one. Oh no, it goes all the way to monthly trend guide. Okay. One, two, three. No, that's too many. We have long since violated that Davy WAP and this one too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Nope. Let's just double check the weekly. So the weekly isn't bad, but it's up at 32,976. So if we want to keep that, we need to come back and reclaim annual pivot point, which is at 32,900. It's right in this area here. The interesting thing will be is how do we respond with the 10 EMA that we're going to test from below around 33,105. But I think that's pretty good. I like YM here today. We'll have to see if we get some nice entries off of that, actually. I wouldn't mind some of these zones here. They're crazy, but okay. We added that zone, and this has moved since then. That was a new zone that we created. That's a major zone. WPP, swing AV WAP, tier 1 day cheat. That was this zone here that we created on the fly. Right there. And then we created this zone down here. QPP, tier 2 day cheat. UVXYM. And like I said, we'll come back to RTY here in just a few. Going to do gold and crude first. Are you taking long gold or oil there, huh? Oh, nice. Okay, double check. I don't have all this extra stuff turned on. We don't. Should be good. Has gold moved significantly since we updated things? Nope. And I don't think oil has either. Since we started, around 5:30. Yeah, we should be good. Okay, gonna flip over to gold here. It's trying to reject the 50 from below. I'm gonna add a day VWAP here off of this candle, which was its nice rejection. Get rid of a couple of these things. That's not great. I don't really like that day VWAP there anymore. Or swing VWAP, I'm sorry. Look at that frickin' hold. Okay, we are going to actually pull this down here like this. With the way that's acted. Catch trend guide reversal there. And leave, actually treat this as a div. It's interesting it's rejecting this tier 1 end of week cheat again. It poked above yesterday, rejected that 50, and it's coming back now. It's going to test the swing AV WAP from the 28th, so Monday. I don't think we need this zone here quite this large. I think it can get reduced and just capture that gap fill, the overnight lows, kind of how that's structured and set up there. Here I'd actually drag this down. I'd actually ignore this. There's a good bit of structure here at 1825. Let's see what else we got there. 1825, low weekly anchored view up. Okay, so maybe we don't ignore that. Yeah, so that's going to be from this guy. It's going to be a little bit lower. And you don't want to have a 10-point zone. That'd be just stupid. In gold. It's half of its fucking range. Maybe we don't care about these. Maybe we 1820 to 1817. That's still pretty big. I don't like two back-to-back divs there. And we're not going to hit 1874 anyways. So let's see here. Really debating about this 1825 area here. I like that it's got the weekly anchor VWAP. We're starting to set up some structure at the 1825. Really, those two things are duplicative. So maybe we don't. Just watch this as a div area here. I'm going to put this in all charts so that when I'm looking at it in my other execution ones, I know why I have that marked there, or that I have it marked period. And then we're going to do a similar, actually we're going to treat this as a zone, because gold really just seem to love these date sheets. And that would capture this week's lows. That would really put a dent in the people's hearts that are trying to buy gold here. We may not get there though if we keep holding this level here. I think that's how I'm going to carve up gold though. It does look like it's wanting to try to curl, which would be kind of nice. Not gonna lie, I do have some UGL. Which UGL, sorry folks, is leveraged gold ETF something or another. It's a leveraged ETF. It's a short of it. Okay, and then we said we're gonna keep an eye on this, which has been pretty big overnight. Watching that one, and then we got the trend guide zone. We ignored that one, and then we added this custom zone here. Week, actually, we're saying Monday lows, tier 3 day sheet. GC. Okay, and then we're going to do CL real quick. I say real quick, we'll see. I haven't looked at it in detail yet. And I do think I have to run CL. I don't think I ran the algo on it yet. Well, I ran it overnight, but haven't updated the zones this morning. CL 0423. Yep. Okay, CL. Let me just double check a few of those things there. So I certainly still have that div or that gap fill there, but we're way above that at this point. Okay, so that's a nice one there. What are you talking? 79, 80, 03. It's 30-cent zone, but I think I'd really actually watch the way gap fills work. For crude, watch this instead. You do have full ADR there, so watch that for a div. That is your tier 1 daily cheat there. It's not really confluent with anything else, I don't think. There's some structure back through here. Guess you'd watch actually for a div here off of these. Or maybe not a div as much as it is a zone with photo ADR and gap fill. I'm going to ignore this little area here. That's not what I meant to do. Where's that supply and demand? So it was 75.47. So we were that wasn't the one I think we were looking for. No, it was up here. Good morning. Oh, you're not, can't hear me. That is actually a nice supply and demand zone, though. Yeah, but I meant yayo. That was actually up there. I don't care about that one now, the more I look at it. I'll get rid of that as a div, and we're going to actually watch it as a zone. That'd be really massive if we come down here, though. Damn it.
You guys can see that the entire treasury curve now above 4% of yield now.
There you go. Those are really close to each other. But it looks like oil's going to keep moving. We're going to drag this up, actually, I think, given that, to capture that swing AV VWAP from the 20 seconds. And the daily, we can get rid of this one because it's been violated. This may prove to be an interesting piece actually here inside. Keeping in mind that crude actually opens at 8 real-time hour-wise, 8 to 1:30, right? So it's a bit different than the rest of everything else. So you got the gap fill there, swing VWAP from this morning. It's a 5-minute swing VWAP there. I don't care about this crap down here. We're gonna trade down $5. Actually, make trend strength a little bit bigger here. To capture those VWAPs and the 20-day here. And we'll get the bottom edge of that zone there. Structure, gap fill. Okay, I'm going to carve that up as CL, and then we'll try RTY and see if it gives me a fit again or not. We're going to start here, which would be another... Actually, no, we need to zoom out just a tad. We don't need to go down that low. Actually, that's the end of week sheet there, so we may be good, actually. That'd be kind of nice to go up there and tag that and then fade back. Or dip just above and fade back. That'd be really nice. And you got a gap fill there too, just outside of the boundary, but you got the gap fill there. We'll mark that as carving it up here in a second. Yeah, that's the one that we marked right there. And then we created a zone off of that, so we'll make a couple extra notes here. Manual photo, or manual ADRs, gap fill. And then down here we said manual WTG1 gap fill.
Just want to fly under the current AI craze. APL Apple apparently UVXY has blocked the update in ChatGPT powered app. This concern is growing over AI's people on. That's why this article from UVXY.
So Apple has blocked ChatGPT on the phone, is what they're just saying. Oh, that's too funny. Alright, let's try RTY and see if it gives us fits again. Like I said, it was giving us fits earlier. We tried to load it and it just fucking blew up on us. Alright, RTY, let's go back up and find it. We're going to have to run it twice, actually, because we still have some remnants from things yesterday. Okay, so this was a remnant zone yesterday, so it got picked up and doesn't need to. This is also a remnant zone. Pretty sure that is too. Nope. Horizontal ray, rectangle. Let's just get rid of the stuff on here. It'll all redraw anyways, except for the horizontal rays and the region highlights. it. It's all gone. Tell it to redraw. All I can say is what you're doing here is great work. Thank you, sir. If you're still on and listening, I appreciate that. Okay, RTY, it did not blow up on us, which is awesome because it blew up earlier today when we were trying to double check the RTY zones. I guess RTY is trying to make up for YM yesterday, but YM was super messy. This is a little bit clearer today. Or sorry, the RTY is messy today. YM was messy yesterday. I do like this as a div. So you got the tier 2 end of week cheat there. Sorry, tier 1 end of week cheat in the tier 2 day. This is too wide to me though. This MPP and everything else zone. And this too. I do like this if we were actually to take and drag up that. So you get quarterly trend guide, daily trend guide, supply and demand. Oh, there's been some structure in the past there with RTY. I think this it looks nice, but I think what we can do is we can drag it down and go like this. Capture the overnight low, the structure from 1870 and last week's low there. Yeah, I just don't like RTY. It's messy today. This daily anchored VWAP is complete trash now. Swing A VWAP, sorry. What else do we have below here? This would be massive if we decide to come down here and grab this. So this is tier 1 OPEX cheat, tier 1 end of week cheat, and then the tier 3 daily cheat. That would be a freaking... That's 50 points down. It's not... I mean, that'd definitely be extreme ADRs for this one. For RTY, not unheard of. I mean, it'd also be testing that 30-week SMA in that area too. We come down 50 points from where we're at now. And there was econ today, right? There's initial jobless claims at 8:30, continuing claims also. It says non-farm productivity and unit labor costs. So a bunch of things, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. That should be interesting. Okay, let's see, how big is this MPP to WTG? That's not too bad. It's 8 points. It's a bit of a wide stop. What did 1830 map to over here? Whatever. We're probably marking the day view up there. I'm gonna get rid of that ABCD. Doesn't look like we're gonna complete. Nice little downtrend line there in RTY. See if it trends. Got any transfer trend lines? Kinda. Yeah, very interesting. I would put it right at in stride, trend strength, reference point, annual pivot, weekly pivot, and gap fill there from yesterday. So we do come up and try to hit that from below. Could then fail back and grab the rest of the stuff lower. Grab the December 20th day AVWAP in real-time hours. This could be interesting actually with RTY. It's still like the way it's all the way set up, but the last thing I'll do is we'll drag this down. Yeah. The automated text is going to be a little bit off since we made a bunch of manual adjustments, but that should be okay. We'll try to highlight those. So we got this guy. We have the gap fill, which is just below, which is decent div. We have a div here, which would be a pretty nice one. I think, like we said here, right? Kind of draw this up. I don't think I actually, yeah, I didn't actually do that. Talked about it. Oh, it was actually a zone initially. I just deleted it. Okay, this was a royal flush zone. So royal flush zone, we have multiple pieces of evidence, and all it really kind of combining into one central zone to give us a really good clue indication. All right, so daily trend guide reversal, quarterly trend guide, 20-day EMA, horizontal ray, which is marking some structure, supply and demand low. Like, that's a massive one. And there's a swing AVWAP there from February 16th. And I'll bet you if I'd drawn a day VWAP one there, there'd probably be one from that same time period, or pretty damn close, setting up for the look. So that's a pretty interesting one. And then we'll add the text here off of this guy. Also note transfer trend line, 60 minutes, and gap fill. Okay, what else do we got here? We're going to have the trend guide below. You can definitely tell we're at time because the music stopped. Those are some pretty big, decent ones there. Out of all of those, like, I would treat the trend guide reversal one as a 2 in terms of 0, 1, 2s. So 0, avoid, 1. Maybe don't take full size. That trend guide reversal zone, quarterly trend guide, to me that's a 2. Like, love to take that one. The annual pivot trend strength is probably 1. And then I'd probably avoid and see where the rest of RTY breadth is at these 2 here. And treat this as a 2. And this would be like major 2. Like, if we come down here, this would be massive. Get that again. OPEX cheat, tier 1 end of week cheat, tier 3 day. That would be actually a massive zone. So with that, I'm going to wrap. We will paste RTY here. Paste that. Should give you guys 4, and then come over here and paste the same thing. So that is it, folks. Thank everybody very much. Hope everybody has a great day, and we will catch you. Man, tomorrow's Friday. We will catch everybody on Friday, March 3rd. So thanks, everyone. Catch y'all later. Bye now.